if we don't know who we are and what we stand for, then what are we winning for? So it's got to be clear that we've got to have those core messages. And I think to that, you do go to our philosophical basis, you go to our policies, but I still accept that there's a challenge there, that we have seats where we're facing Labour and we have seats where we're facing Conservatives, and the messages will be slightly different there. Now, I think that's okay, as long as you've got your frame in place and as long as it's very clear what you stand for as a party. Now, I know people are wary of people saying we're neither left nor right, we're green, and I get that. I think it's quite clear that we are a left party or a left of centre party, and I think we should be proud of that. And I think we always need to make sure that we maintain that. And at the same time, I think it is helpful to think about what is a green vision outside of that kind of binary framing. And it comes back to what I said earlier, that there's no environmental justice without racial, social, and economic justice too. Now, that can't just be a slogan. That has to be embedded in everything we do. And I can't count the amount of times, I'm sure anyone watching this, where you say to someone who's not particularly political, yeah, I'm in the Green Party. And then if they're being supportive, they might mention something about their garden, or even about climate change, or even if you're really stretching, about air pollution. Very rarely will they talk to you about our drugs policy, or about indiscriminate or racial policing, or stop and search. Some of these fantastic policies that we have that are really important, that again will make a genuine difference to people's lives. Or sorry, I'm just picking things out of the hat here too, but we've got lots of them. Things like supporting the Gypsy Roma traveller community, something I'm really proud of. And I think other parties just, you know, they've made a calculation that they're not voting much and they don't need to stand up for them. So I think that protecting of minority communities and that genuinely visionary, progressive, intersectional approach is what the party is, and that's a green approach. What I think we've not necessarily done yet, and we badly need to do, is for people to know that's a green approach, because they hear green politics and they think environment. Now, I'm not dissing the environment. I literally chair the Environment Committee. I massively care about climate chaos. We've just seen the worst heat waves that we've had in a while. The London Fire Brigade just had their worst day since World War II in terms of wildfires. We clearly need to be talking about the environment. That needs to be a priority. We don't have long left. And at the same time, we always need to be linking how the same solutions to the climate crisis are the solutions to the cost of living crisis. I'll put in a frame here that I usually do it the other way around, because people expect us to care about the environment. They don't necessarily expect us to care about cost of living. So I think the more we can talk about cost of living and those social issues right up front, because that gets people to notice, oh, this is the Green Party talking about something I don't expect, and make sure that's then backed up by the environment, because that's pretty vital. Then I think that's how we build that coalition, how we're relevant, and also how we get Greens elected. And by the way, that's the same question to the media point too, because I think we're talking about things that feel relevant to people. They're on the day-to-day basis. I've really learned from Sian Berry in lots of ways, our fantastic previous co-leader and also our mayoral candidate and my colleague on the London Assembly, who always talks about, like, we don't want to go on TV and media and be green fodder. We don't want to go on and just talk about veganism, although I am vegan and, you know, I defend that. But we don't want to be like fodder for the kind of Piers Morgans of the world who just want to go on and just have an argument about a green issue or paint as a middle class party. We want to be really clear about what our mission is, what our goals are, get on TV and radio, speak clearly and honestly, make sure we're knocking on doors, embedded in communities, and that there's genuine social structure there, as opposed to just being about winning elections. But that is how you win elections, but you can't skip those steps. You've got to build that process.